Alright, hey you guys, this is Nika and I'm coming in to review the second episode of Sleepy Hollow. What I want to say about this episode, it did not disappoint. It starts out with something that's really exciting that I was excited about, which was the return of John Cho. I remember in the last video I talked about how, they bring him on. He's kind of a big deal. He's been in a bunch of other movies and TV shows. How can he just die the first episode? But that was not the case. He did return for the second episode. And looks like he's some type of demon minion or something like that. Like he's helping that demon with the ram looking demon thing. He's helping him carry out some task, and one of the tasks is reviving this witch, Serilda of Abaddon, which she's some kind of witch who burns people, who sets them on fire. Also Ichabod Crane, he remembers her and how he saw this woman, which turns out to be a witch. He sees her and he sees her after he notices this body that's burned to a char, but he's like, it's a specific feeling that he has, like, I can still feel some type of spirit or something around him. And then that's when he turns around and he sees her disappears. So some of these soldiers on the battlefield, they're being killed by Serilda of Abaddon, which is a witch that burns people. So we see that John Cho's character, he actually ends up helping her find the descendants of the I forgot exactly what they call them, but the person in charge of burning her execution, witchcraft executions with the burning and everything like that. So he's helping her find the descendants, and in order to find them, he has to go up to them, ask them their name, they have to say their name, and then she knows that's the person, and she goes and she burns them. So she finds one person, the guy in the car, she finds him. Then the second person is actually a child whose father has died. So he John Cho, he's feeling some kind of way about telling this little boy that he's going to die, but he does. He doesn't tell him that he's going to die, but he's just like, I wish this wasn't your name. So basically John Cho is just doing whatever he got to do to get through. And he looks like kind of, how like vampire, their little assistants, they're like human, but they're like falling apart. They look really gross. Well, that's how John Cho looks, because his neck was like pulled all the way back, and then the demon helped pull it the right way again, but he has all this kind of extra skin on his neck. Ew, gross. But anyway, he actually turns out that the little boy is spared because he's adopted. So they don't end up, well, they probably wasn't going to burn a little boy on TV, but he actually is spared because he's adopted. And so what happens is the little boy's father was cremated. So that work is done. So she just steals the ashes from him. So we don't see a little boy burned, basically. So anyway, she finds the ashes that she needs. She goes to her underground where her bones are buried, where John Cho is, and he, feeling kind of used at this point, because he's just digging up bones and doing whatever this ram demon thing wants him to do. So he finds the bones, and she carries on with the ceremony, and she becomes whole again. So what Abby and Ichabod Crane decide to do is to burn her alive once again, because that's the way you kill a witch, you burn her. So that's what she did. Well, that's what Ichabod Crane does. He actually sets her up to where she's around this gun black powder or whatever, some type of ammunition, and he throws like a torch at the box, and nothing happens. And I'm like, that is hilarious. That's why I love the show. It has like a little bit of sense, not a little bit, but a lot. It has the sense of humor over it. It's a supernatural, but also like the way it's quirky, So he throws it, but then it ignites for real this time, and it blows the witch up, and there she goes. She's destroyed. So and then we find out, before she's burned, Ichabod Crane finds out that his wife was the one who bound her, so that she was captured and burned burned alive. Anyway, as sort of like a lead into the next episode, just like I predicted, the sister will be back. And how we find this out is that the sheriff who was beheaded in the beginning, Abby's partner, he comes to her in kind of like a vision or something. You know, she's just like, am I dreaming? What is this about? But cool-headed as Abby is, she's just like, okay, well, if you're gonna be here haunting me, be helpful. And that's another thing I love about the Abby character. She's just like, okay, be helpful. You know, you see a ghost, you know, be a helpful ghost. Don't just linger around with no purpose. But anyway, he tells her, don't be afraid of number 49. And I'm like, what does that mean, the 49th demon that they're going to be fighting this season? We're never going to find out until like season 3 or 4 maybe. But actually number 49 is her sister. She's in some type of asylum. So we know that she's coming back. Good. And this girl was like doing push-ups, like she's ready to go Rambo on these demons. Like seriously, she is really messed up, and she's preparing for war basically. So you see her doing push-ups, pull-ups and all of that, and when she's doing the pull-up, the demon appears behind her, and it's just like, oh my god, this is the first time she's seeing this demon. We know that the nurse kind of joked with her like, have you been seeing demons? And she's like, no, not since I've been taking these pills, which she actually ends up spitting out. But anyway, we know that well, we don't know that she's actually, this is the first time in a while that she's seen him. So of course next episode, or the episodes after that, we'll get into, you know, the sister's role and the whole mix of it. So that's what I have to say. All right, well, that's it for my review of episode 2. Really enjoyed it. I'm still looking forward to the show. The second episode did not disappoint, just like I said earlier. I'm excited about it. This is a really good show. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your patience, and until next time, you guys have a good one. Bye.